Welcome back. I'm College Research Assistant Professor, JS College of Engineering, Department of Mechanical Engineering. Today discuss about the power trucks, and this is my lecture number 13. And two outlines is here that like your the power trucks, that is the power trucks, and also fixed plus platform trucks that like your the powered, and also the platform lift trucks, that is the powered, and also the straddle carrier and forklift trucks is considered according to your the power trucks. You can see that is first discuss the power trucks. The basically power trucks, you have to use the track is track is a movement that like you're giving the powers, the any source of this, that is a transfer of materials from this the one place to the another place during toward the this type of tracks. And basically in the previous classes already discussed according to your the industrial tracks, that like your the unpowered two-wheel hand tracks, and also the different unpowered tracks will be discussed in the already discussed in the previous classes. But this from the power tracks, when a vehicles or tracks contain its own source of motive powers is here, it is called a power trucks. The power trucks are divided into the several categories of equipment will be here. The wide varieties of powered industrial trucks has have been classified into the following six groups in BIS specifications number. That is the IS 7217 is to 1990, and IS 4660 is to 1993 is here. That like your the power trucks is given. That is a mode of actions. The mode of actions is concentrates according to your the power trucks, and what is your the power source. That is the mode of action. That means that this will be electric powers, or also the diesel power will be concentrated according to your the or the solar powers. The you have to transfer your vehicles. This will be concentrated according to your the mode of actions will be the powers, and another is considered according to your the source of power. Power source will be considered, and the types of wheel, the how many wheels will be there, that is the two wheels, the two wheels, because we have to consider like your the different two wheels, the vehicles we can see, and also the three wheels vehicles may be used for your the industrial tracks also will be here. And just like your the types of wheels, and also the mode of control, that means your the automatic, or you have to switch controls, that means your the you have to controls by your manually, and this will be considered according to your the mode of control is required, and also the height of lift, and the how many verticals movement you have to take up your this height, then you have to consider it according to your the height of lift will be concerned according to your the power trucks. And another is the mode of travel, that means your the mode of travels is concerned according to your the power trucks also. And the fixed platform power trucks also will be concerned according to, that means your the these are powered battery, diesel or gas operated will be concerned according to your the fixed platform trucks. And that means your the industrial trucks having a fixed level, that means your the fixed level will be considered, that is the non elevating platforms for carrying loads. Suppose you have to elevate your the platforms, that means you are the carrying these loads, and also the materials to be moved have to be loaded and unloaded to and from the platform by hand, hoist or cranes will be concerned. And capacities of these trucks can go up to 40 tons, that means what is your the capacity. And basically this will be up to your the 40 tons can be transfer your the fixed platform trucks powers will be concerned according to your. Another is the smaller capacity. Smaller capacity models are called the load carriers. The road load carriers will be concerned, and the operators normally stands on the tracks and runs it. And platform trucks are particularly useful for occasional handlings of heavy loads. That means heavy load of materials can be transferred during to your fixed platform trucks. And the variations of normal platform trucks are dropped platform trucks and the drop center baggage trucks, in which the central platforms between the two sets of wheel is very close to floor. Basically the this concern, that means you're the only your the platform is used during to your the this type of platform trucks. The platform leaf trucks, that means your the power is concerned according to this. This equipment is a particular type of power platform trucks, the whose platforms can be raised and lowered, be handled loads on skids also will be here. Like during that means your the platform tracks is this will be required for your the raised the upwards, that like your the downwards, and the range of the lift of the platform may be low lift capacity up to this the 300 millimeters, or high lift is about this the 300 millimeters is the concerns according to your the lifting of tracks. And basically this is the according to your the lifting distance, the vertical movement is considered according to this the straddle carrier. The basically the straddle carrier, this is a self-loading power tracks also for movement of long and heavy loads, including shipping. Including shipping is considered. That means you are the considered according to your the straddle carrier. And a few cases with things, the tracks consist of an inverted U-shaped form, and this will be frames also will be here, and having wheels mounted on outside of the frame will be considered. That means you have to concern according to your the outside of this the frame. And the tracks can straddle a loads. That means your the load or the loads the picks it up with the hydro legally operated load carrying shoes. That means you're the carrying a shoes, and also you're the mounted the inside the frame, and then moves with the loads and unload it very quickly at a desired locations is considered this here. That means you're the desired location where you have to movement of your this materials, and this is the which frames will be considered according to your the movement of materials, and this will be considered according to your the desired locations. That is the capacities up to the 40 tons in the common capacity, that like your the straddle carriers. And this straddle carriers is the basically the different type of shipping containers is the movement properly. And also your the this will be consists of the inverted U-shaped frames having here. And during to your the quickly movements from your the according to your the locations maintains, the this straddle carrier is used for your the basically up to this the 40 tons of capacity is used. You can see that this will be the different straddle carrier is the available. And during to this the figure, that means you the different so wheel will be mounted on this. And also this will be used for your the loading and unloading of your the shipping containers is the very easily transfer from this the one place to the another place. Forklift trucks, the basically among the powered industrial vehicles, that means you have to concern according to your the forklift trucks. That means the trucks family most versatile equipment during your the useful at the widely used the equipment is the industrial lift trucks, and also the popular called you have to concern according to your the forklift trucks in shorts. That means you are the forklift truck, that is you have arranged the two fork the inside of this, and also the very easily used for your the bulk type of materials handling. That means your the vertical movement of this will be used for your the forklift trucks. And basically these are the self loadings counterbalance powered also will be. That means your the self loading not will be required for your the loading and unloading, that this will be concerned according to your the self loadings. And then another things is here, you have to given the powered also will be required, and that is a hydraulics power is used during your the forklift trucks. The wheel vehicles also will be concerned according to your the forklift trucks. With the operator settings on the vehicles according to your depends on your the operators, and this is you during to your the vehicles you have to concern according to your the forklift trucks will be movements according to this. And the design to raise and the move and lower loads on the fork or other attachment faster to a mast which is the fixed in front of the vehicles to allow lifting and stacking of the loads will be concerned. Basically the these loads will be concerned according to the designs. The lower loads the fork of this the other attachment faster to a mast which is fixed in front of the vehicles to allow lifting and stacking of these loads. And the forklift trucks are used for lifting, lowering, stacking and unstacking, and the loading and unloading and average of medium to large weight and uniform safe unit loads intermittently is used during your the forklift trucks. And basically this will be required for the stacking of your materials. That means you're the stacking of your materials, and you have to use for your the forklift trucks. And as few cases this will be required for your the unstacking. Suppose you're the unstacking conditions, you have to forklift truck is used for your the many ways. And also the loading and unloading is the much more affecting during to your the movement of your forklift the tracks use during to your the movement of this. Basically the during to your the soft floors in the transfer of your the materials, that means your the vertical movement of and also your the horizontal movement will be considered according to your the forklift trucks will be here. And large weights, uniform shaped uniform and also the ununiform shaped unit loads will be transfer your the forklift trucks. And also the limitations of forklift trucks is here. Limitations of forklift trucks are given below is here. Usually requires the pallet skids containers also will be here, because during to your the use for your the different type of pallet skids as like as your the containers, it is the requires skilled operators also. Suppose your forklift trucks not will be handled the any type of labor or operators, this will be required for your the skill labor, that like your the skill operator also will be required to transfer of your the forklift trucks. And another thing is the equipment needs the maintenance facilities also. The you have to require, that means you are the proper maintenance of your the equipments, that is the proper maintenance facilities. Either your equipment not will be done this the job properly, because your the fork will be required maintenance according to your the system is the properly maintenance the after time duration, that means you are the 3 weeks 4 weeks, and that means you are the required for the maintenance proper way. And another thing is that means your the capacity of this equipment vary from 1 ton up to about the 60 tons. That means your the capacity is the depends on your the varying capacity. That this will be concentrated according to your the limits. That means 1 ton up to the 60 tons is here. And another thing is the slow travel speed. That means your the 10 to 15 kilometer per hour will be considered according to your the slow travel speeds. But during to your the slow travel speeds, that means your the heavy loaded type of materials will be transferred during to your the forklift trucks, and for this will be movement according to your the slowly, that means your the 10 to 15 kilometer per hour. And another thing is the suitable for short haul hardness of meters will be considered according to your the forklift truck is used, that not will be the very long haul is used during to your the movement of forklift trucks, and the for this will be the another limitation is concerned. Features of a forklift trucks. The features of forklift trucks are given here. The source of power is petrol, diesel, or LPG gas, and the engine or battery-driven motor is considered according to the power source. And another thing is that means the mast may be tilted forward or backward with the range for better stability during the movement with loads, and also to facilitate the loading and unloading is here. That means you are the mast is here, that is a required for tilted, that means your the forward direction as well as your the backward directions within a range is given. And during this range you have to concern your materials will be movement at that here for better stability during movements with the load, and also facilitates loadings and unloading condition. In a particular design, the mast may be moved outboards and inboards on truck laid over the chassis of the truck is considered according to these movements. That means you are the particular design the mast. That means outboards, inboards, and also the tracks laid here. The mast may be a single mast. That means this will be not will be the multiple mast will be given. That is the maybe single or maybe telescoping mast will be given. That means you are the this is the telescoping mast. This is a design which allows high lifting or the load for trucks that must runs through limited headrooms areas is concerned according to the mast will be given. This will be concerned according to the single mast. This will be concerned according to the telescopings, and this is the given to the high liftings and the loads, and also the must run through your the limited heads will be given, that your the room areas, and the inside of your room this will be basically the movement according to your the mast, and also your the materials will be movement according to your the limited area will be also given. And in certain design the forks are independently trackable also. That means you're the you have to given a design, and also you're the fork is the independently trackables outboards and the inboards through the pantograph mechanisms. You like see that like your the train will be connected the electricity to this the train. This will be called your the pantograph, and already this will be reads in your fourth semester examination in the mechanism subject. You have to read your the pantograph mechanism, that like your the lower higher parent mechanisms. Also you can see the loads are picked up and ballast with the fork are outboards, but are moved inboard for greater stability during movements will be considered. During to your the outputs, but the movement of the greater stability, and during to your the movement of peak and placed, and also that like a robot, and that means your the peak and placed robots will be considered. The similarly this is the inputs for greater stability during movements will be found during to this. The operations of the mast and movements of the forks or any other attachments will be considered are through a hydraulic power pack. That is the hydraulic power pack is considered according to the mast movement will, because you have to given some power, that is the upward directions and downward direction. This will be given for your the hydraulic power packs, and the obey of the track is purposely built heavy which act as counter loads with the lifting loads on fork attachments will be considered. That means that is the purposely is used build heavy loads. So this is the attach, that means your the counter loads will be liftings during your the forklift trucks. That is your the forklift attachments also will be used for your the this type of movements there. And the solid rubber tires are provided for operating in different floor condition. That means your the different condition floor condition, you have to slightly movement of your materials, and also your the materials is the place. That means your the different tire type of rubber tire type of materials, and used to transfer of your materials during your the different floors. And like this is the sticky, and the tick will be given here, and the rear two wheels are straight for manipulators. That means your the manipulations will be here of the fork. That is the attachment fixed in front of the trucks. That means your the in front of these trucks you have to require for your the few attachment also will be concerned. The help of your the materials handling the properly, it is the upward direction as like as your the downward directions will be considered. And you can see that this will be the line diagrams of the major part of this the forklift tracks will be given. This is the concern, already discussed the single mast or the multiple mast will be here. This is the mast will be given is and also the fork arm carriers will be also given during to this, and also the fork arm, that like your the fork arms will be concerned according to your the this mast movements, and also the fork will be given is the forward directions, and also your the materials will be up. The materials will be taken the some two forks will be pushed up this lower part of this your the material that is attached with your the floor, and again this is the movement to your the upward direction during to application of your the fork arms. And also the drive axle also will be here during to your the movement of this material, that is the upward as like as your the downward direction. This is considered according to your the drive axles is here. And according to your the chassis is given, that means your the forklift tracks will be required for a standing like a chassis, and also the during to your the stable of this, and as another for this will be help for your the chassis. And stair axles will be given, that like your the movement of this, that means the forward and backward directions you have to require for your the axles will be considered. And another thing is the counter weights will be given, that like your the counter weight is the very high weights will be considered according to this, that like your the required for your the balance. That means your the forklift lifted materials balance also will be required for your the counter weight. During to this counter weight you have to balance this materials for your the vehicles, and that like your the forklift tracks not will be uploaded, and also that this will be not given to your the accidents will be given. For you have to record for your some counter weight of your this materials, and this will be given for the backside of this the forklift tracks. And also Another thing is the overhead guard will be given. That is the required for a guard. That is a structure that is considered according to your guard type of here. This is called for your the overhead guards, and during to your the overhead guards, you have to proper way the protected in your vehicles. That means you're the forklift trucks. Then you're the inside of this people. You have to sit and give see a seat, and also a steering steering bearing seats will be available, and these seats if the driver or the operator will be sitting on your on your seats, and then the heat or the seats will be request for you to protect from the safety protection and safety will be required. That means you are the protection of this you have to require for your the overhead guards, and also the steering wheels will be available during to your the driving these forklift trucks, or the operator of the forklift trucks will be here. We can see the specifications of forklift trucks. That means there are different operating parameters are given. That means is concerned according to your the specifications based on this the stable suitability, and also the particular forklift trucks is determined. That is the few specifications are given in the slides here. That means is the rated capacity. This is the very much essential. The what is your the rated capacity of the forklift trucks? That means the which capacity can be handled, can be operated of your forklift. This will be considered according to your the capacity of this the forklift truck. That means here the 1000 kg, 2000 kg etc. can be handled by using for your the forklift trucks, and it at specified load center also. That means your the which load center you have to used for your the materials. That means your the specified load centers you can be used during your the rated capacity. That means your the specifications. And another is here the power source. That means the gas, diesel, battery etc. is concerned according to your the power source. That means the which power you have to use the gaseous power, as like as your the diesel power or the battery power. Then you have to concern according to your the power source will be indicated during to your the specification of forklift trucks. And another is the turning radius. That means the which directions you have to turn your materials. That is the forward direction or the backward direction. That means you have to one radius will be considered according to this the movement that is considered according to your the turning radius. And another thing is the physical dimensions is the considered according to your the length, width, height is considered. The what is the length of your the forklift trucks, and also the what is your the width of this, and what is the height. That means your the height consideration. That is the what is we how many heights you have to move your materials, the upward materials, and also this will be the downward direction. Similar way you have to consider it according to your the height of this the physical forklift trucks. And another is the mast height is the another essential things during to your the depends on this the mass, the which distance you have to cover your the movement of your the materials. And that means your the upward and like is the horizon telescoping considerations will be comes during to your the depends on your the mast heights. And the lifting heights also the this will be also the correlated with the mast height. That means your the lifting heights, but your the depends on your the lifting heights. Your the forklift trucks will be the specified the which heights you have can be lift your materials, and this will be depends. And another is the mass specification, single or telescopic tilting or not tilting, and also the trackable or non retrackable will be considered according to your the mast specifications. You can see that means your the travel speeds, the travel speeds, this will be depends on your the travel speeds. The now which your the this is the right of your the travel speed according to your the specification of your specifications. And also the lifting speeds also will be considered. That means your the speeds may is dependent is the travel speeds. That means your the lifting speeds, and also the clearance will be depends this movement of materials from your the forklift truck. That means your the floor clearance is the very essential for your the movement of materials. That is the which the direction this is the move forward or north. This is the depends on your the floor clearance. And another thing is the free lift. That is the free lift. That means the which directions it is the freely movement of your materials The movement of fork without mast movements is the curve that is considered equal to the free lift. And this is the retractable fork or not. Suppose your the fork is the retrackable, that means that it can be tracked again, then the or not trackable. This will be considered according to your the retrackable of your the fork or your the mast, and or will be considered. And the fork size, suppose your the fork is length will be very short, or the very high length, or the very long distance will be considered. This will be depends on your the fork size. And this fork size will be considered according to your the specification of the fork size, that is the length, width, maximum gap between fork, etc., will be considered according to your the fork size. This will be the which gaps will be considered, that is the maximum or minimum. This will be thinking according to your the length with maximum gap between the fork, etc. And the attachments provided is here, that is the how many attachments is required according to the considered according to the forklift truck. And the other important technical specifications are, the one is the motive powers, that is the HP ratings will be given. And second is the power transmission systems is the suppose your the power is how you have to transfer your the power transmissions, that means your the which is used the disc class, fluid coupling, etc., is the concern according to your the power transmission systems. And another is the tire specification, that means your the tire specification, this tire is used during to the drive axles also. And another things your the which type of tire is used during to your the movement of your this materials, this is considered according to your the required for specifications and also the specified on these tires. And another is the battery and charger specifications will be required during to your the battery type power source is used for your the transfer of materials during to your the forklift trucks. Then you have to require during to your the battery and the charger specifications also. You can see that like your the turning radius and aisle width given. A forklift trucks can move freely through the aisle, having its width at least 300 millimeters more than the maximum width of the loader load or the forklift, which about the higher. However, it is the forklift truck has a two walks across the length of the SI, like the stacking or unstacking into the racks. And in a warehouse, the minimum the SIs with the requirements can be determined from the following factors. So the figure is here, that means you're the given the minimum turning radius is the forklift tracks will be given, that means the a equals to width of this the SL is given, that means you have to given this in this figure the SL width. And the B equals to distance from the center line of the tracks to the point about which tracks turns when the wheels are turned to extreme positions, minimum turning radius conditions. That means your the center of turning is designed to lie on this the front wheel center line is given here. That means you have to concern according to this is the properly seen, that is the what is the B will be considered, the that is the A, and this will be the center lines will be here, that is the center line will be cross will be given cross circle, this will be considered the center. And also the given to the notation of this the downward directions also will be here, that this will be concerned according to this the distance B to the center distance of this will be considered the distance of here, that is the center to this. And also the TR equals to minimum turning radius, that means the what is your the turning radius, you can see the from here to here will be given the here to here will be given, that like your the arrow will be given, and also a curvature, this will be considered according to this the minimum turning radius. And L equals to length of width resistance on fork will be considered, that means the what is the L, you can see the L will be the uppermost portion, that means your the arrow will be given, that is the L is the indicating the length of wire resistance on fork. And also the X equals to distance between center lines of drives, that means your the front wheel to face of fork is given, that is the X, this is a small distance is concentrated according to this. And C equals to clearance that is the maybe 150 millimeters will be considered according to C. This will be the clearance will be here, that is the C by 2, and this lower part also will be the C by 2. This is the whole things will be considered according to the C. The clearance may be 150 millimeters. Then minimum SIL with A is given by the formula A equals to TR plus AX plus L plus C. This will be concerned according to the formula of A. That is the you have to concern according to the turning radius with the SI wheel. Hi, next class we can discuss the forklift trucks attachments. Thank you students.